Hello Gemini Sun Sign and Gemini Ascendant. This is your forecast for September 2016. And this month starts out with the Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter going through the sign of Virgo, which falls into your fourth house of home and family. So a few things I want to talk about. To put it simply, home and family is going to be more of a priority for you, and it should be more of a joy for you as well. So spending quality time within the comforts of your physical home. You could be working on a project from your home more so this month, or a project on your home, but spending time with your family, connecting with them, sharing where you're at and seeing where they're at. Those are going to be really special things for you. The big thing about this energy is it's the house of motherhood. And so what I would like to say with this is the house also of your emotional foundation. So in other words, this is an important time to nurture and or mother yourself. Okay. Gemini is a sign that is ruled by Mercury, and therefore it has a lot of anxiety. You think too much, and you can get yourself very frazzled and what if yourself to death. And this is a good time to soothe yourself, to tame your fears, and to basically, again, to just help yourself to feel nurtured, to help yourself feel safe, grounded, and centered. And I would say that is your priority this month. Okay. Now, Venus went into Libra August 30th, and that's in your fifth house. The fifth house has a lot of territory that it covers. So it has to do with love and romance, has to do with being artistic or creative or appreciating people that are, it has to do with children, if you have children, and that applies. But if I could boil it down, I call it the house of joy. And this is definitely saying that you need to make sure that you are working upon enjoying your life, that you're happy. And this is kind of a tricky concept, but happiness is a decision. No matter what's going on in your life, you can choose to see the positive, and you can choose to be happy. So it looks like with Venus going through the fifth house, you'll find it easier to do that. But make sure that you're making time for your love life, enjoying artistic, creative things, whether you're doing it or watching others, and enjoying your children, again, if that applies. Okay, also on August 30th, Mercury went retrograde. It's going to be retrograde until September 22nd. And this is your ruler. So you probably feel Mercury retrogrades more than most people. And here's how I think about Mercury retrograde. It's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, I just eliminate the word bad from my vocabulary when it comes to astrological things. It just depends on your perspective. But I will say that it can definitely align with Murphy's Law. What can't go wrong will go wrong. So it's going to be imperative that you're patient. It's going to be imperative that you're flexible with your plan. So here's a few things that you need to worry about. And I shouldn't say worry, that you need to be aware of. Communication breakdowns. You know, just, I thought you said that. Nope, never said that. So you need to make sure that you're really listening to others, that you really understand what they're saying, and conversely, that you are not rushing through things, that you are precisely saying what you mean, and make sure that they're listening. Okay, your plans can go awry. Things can go wrong. And again, I would say brace yourself. This is probably going to happen for you. But sometimes it can be the universe saying, hey, there's a better way. And then lastly, there can be issues with technology. Your printers or your computers on the fritz. Just things that make life harder than they should be. So that's the unpleasant side of it. Okay, so again, you're going to have to work on being flexible and patient. Now, also, let's see, September 1st, Mercury aligns with Jupiter. And what I would like to say is this is going to bring out the more positive aspects of the Mercury retrograde, or it can. because it indicates that your intuition is going to be powerful, but you're a very analytical person. And I would say, do you trust your gut? Do you trust your instincts? Do you really listen to what your heart's saying? Do you give it a chance? Or are you like Mr. Spock, does not compute, is not logical? I would say for you, during the Mercury retrograde, you can have some really powerful, if not profound, insights into your inner workings. Again, this is about your emotional foundation. So if there's something troubling you, there can be some kind of clarity and some healing going on within your consciousness if you take the time to look within. Okay, now let's see. As this month starts, Mars is separating from a conjunction to Saturn, but it's still within orb, and it'll be still within range until September 10th. You've got Mars and Saturn in your 7th house of relationships. So this is a toughie. Mars and Saturn, not necessarily compatible until you learn to work with it. Mars likes to go fast. Saturn likes to be detailed and to think things through, so it's like hitting the gas and then slamming on the brakes. And in other words, you can get real inspired by something and then feel fearful. And for you, relationships. You can feel a sense that maybe the people in your life aren't there for you. You can feel alone, in other words, and you can feel angry about it. So wherever Saturn is, it's really about teaching you wisdom. And I would say for you, do you feel worthy of other people's love and appreciation? Maybe this is a red flag that there's something within yourself that doesn't really feel like you're worth other people's time. So you don't, in other words, really value yourself. You can be really hard on yourself. So again, this could be an area where you need to heal yourself on an emotional level. Once you do, this energy can actually turn into the positive and bring people in your life that are actually quite supportive and inspiring. Okay, Jupiter goes into Libra September 9th. That goes into your 5th house. That's really going to be like a breath of fresh air for you. Jupiter in the 5th house, that means you're going to, over the next year, begin to enjoy your life more. So a new lover can come into your life, or your relationship with your significant other grows. There's more fun, more pleasure, more play, more lightheartedness, more joy coming into your life. And I want to say this, make that a priority. Again, it's a decision to be happy. Okay, so make sure that you're doing that. Let's see, the next day is September 10th. Saturn makes a square to Neptune. Again, Saturn's in the 7th, Neptune's in the 10th. This is a potentially painful aspect, okay, because Neptune's in the 10th. It might say that you have some big hopes and dreams in your career, and you might, with this energy, you might feel like you've just been kidding yourself and have a sense of futility. It's never going to work. And what I would say for you is don't punish yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself, okay? But I would also say, look at your dreams realistically, come up with a good plan of attack, so to speak, that you're willing to be very disciplined about so that you can indeed manifest your dreams. So this can indicate unrealistic expectations, and it's like you just wake up out of a dream and go, this is not working. I've wasted all this time. So it's okay. Just learn from it and correct your course, and you'll be fine. But this, I just see you feeling frustrated and angry or fearful. That's the wrong path. That's just meant to wake you up and correct your course once again. Okay, Venus goes into Scorpio September 23rd, and that goes into your 6th house. Wherever Venus goes is where there's joy. So this is basically a whistle while you work energy. There's a love of being productive, a love of getting things done. Okay, so this is a great time to schedule some extra work for yourself. It can help you get caught up or even ahead of the game. And then finally, Mars goes into Sagittarius. I'm sorry, Mars goes into Capricorn, September 27th, and that goes into your 8th house. And Mars is a natural ruler of the 8th house. So this is potentially good, but also it can present challenges. So let's go over this real briefly. You're definitely going to need to make sure that you've got what I call sacred alone time, that you set boundaries and you detach from the world, or unplug from the world more so, to sort through your thoughts and feelings and just recharge your batteries. That's going to be a mandatory need for you. I'm not saying to be antisocial, but I am saying that you might be less social than normal. This is definitely a time that you need to seek out clarity in your life. Another thing that I would say is this is a great time to focus on getting things accomplished. So I was saying schedule extra work with Venus in your 6th, with Mars in the 8th. It basically says eliminate distractions. Let's focus. Keep your eyes on the prize. The downside of that is Mars in 8th house can turn into total obsession. So you got to balance it out. You got to walk away from things at the end of the day. So with that being said, I do indeed hope you have a great month. And if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe and or hit the like button. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next month. Bye-bye.